Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will dive deep into the thrilling saga surrounding Sonny Corinthos and the shadowy forces threatening his life. As fans of General Hospital know, danger has been lurking around every corner for Port Charles's most infamous mob boss, and whispers of one final devastating hit ordered against Sonny are sending shockwaves through the community. With tension mounting and personal stakes higher than ever, we're here to unpack the drama, explore potential outcomes, and speculate on the explosive revelations that might be just around the bend. Buckle up because this storyline is about to take some jaw-dropping turns. Let's start with the chilling near miss that rocked the Corinthos family to its core. Fans will vividly remember the horrifying penthouse explosion that was meant to claim Sonny's life, but instead ensnared his son, Michael Corinthos, in a fiery nightmare. Michael endured excruciating burns and teetered on the brink of death, a tragic reminder of how close this mysterious enemy is willing to cut to achieve their deadly goal. The emotional toll on the family has been palpable. Willow Tate, Michael's partner, has been a pillar of strength, organizing fundraisers for burn victim awareness in his honor while grappling with her own fears. The incident wasn't just a physical attack, it was a profound blow to the Corinthos dynasty, leaving everyone questioning who could harbor such ruthless intent. As Michael fights his way back to health, the burning question remains: who will be held accountable for this near-fatal strike, and how long will it take for justice to be served? But the penthouse explosion wasn't the only close call for Sonny. Let's not forget the heart-stopping moment in a Los Angeles hospital when another assassination attempt nearly succeeded. If not for the razor-sharp instincts of Brick, Sonny's loyal right-hand man, the mob boss might have been erased from the Port Charles landscape for good. Brick, ever the unsung hero, sniffed out the danger just in time, disarming a hired gun who had infiltrated the hospital disguised as a maintenance worker. This dramatic save added yet another layer of intrigue to the ongoing mystery. Clearly, this enemy has resources and reach, orchestrating hits across state lines with chilling precision. The fact that Sonny escaped by mere seconds has only heightened the paranoia in his inner circle. Who is bankrolling these elaborate schemes, and how many more attempts will it take before they succeed? The clock is ticking, and every moment feels like borrowed time for Sonny and those he holds dear. Now that Michael has returned to the canvas, his scars, both physical and emotional, serve as a grim reminder of the stakes at play. His presence in Port Charles reignites the urgency to unmask the mastermind behind these attacks, and it's evident that Michael isn't content to sit on the sidelines. Sources close to the set hint that Michael, fueled by a righteous hunger for retribution, might push the boundaries of his usual moral compass to protect his father and exact revenge. Could we see him forging an uneasy alliance with some of Sonny's shadier associates to track down leads? After all, the trauma of nearly losing everything has transformed Michael, hardening his resolve and sparking a fierce determination to ensure no one else in his family suffers as he did. The writers seem poised to accelerate this storyline, weaving in layers of betrayal and suspense as Michael's quest for justice collides with Sonny's desperate bid for survival. As the dust settles on other Corinthos family dramas, such as the contentious custody battle over Sonny's younger children, the stage seems set for a climactic showdown with this elusive foe. Rumors are swirling that Sonny might take matters into his own hands by orchestrating a daring ruse, perhaps posing as an easy target to lure out the next would-be assassin. Imagine Sonny, with the help of Jason Morgan, staging a public event or a late-night meeting at the docks, broadcasting vulnerability to draw the enemy's hand. Such a trap could be the key to capturing a hitman and squeezing them for intel on the true puppet master pulling the strings. This risky gambit would not only showcase Sonny's strategic brilliance, but also crank up the suspense as viewers wonder whether he's overplayed his hand. Will this bold move finally reveal the identity of the person hell-bent on his destruction, or will it backfire spectacularly, leaving more casualties in its wake? The burning question at the heart of this arc is, of course, who is orchestrating these relentless attacks on Sonny. Speculation runs rampant among fans, with names like Jen Sidwell topping the list of potential villains. Sidwell, a shadowy figure with rumored ties to international crime syndicates, has long been a thorn in Sonny's side, but could there be a more shocking twist in store? Some die-hard viewers theorize that the enemy might be someone from Sonny's past, a forgotten rival or even a scorned lover who has resurfaced with a vengeance. Regardless of who it turns out to be, uncovering their identity is crucial for Sonny to dismantle the threat once and for all. Beyond mere survival, this revelation could be the catalyst for Sonny to finally execute his long-rumored exit from the mob life, a transition he's hinted at for years. Protecting his family means more to him than power, and rooting out this enemy might be the final step toward a safer, quieter future, if he can survive long enough to see it. In an unexpected turn, Michael could emerge as a pivotal player in this endgame, partnering with both Sonny and Jason Morgan to bring the mystery to a close. As the unintended victim of the penthouse blast, Michael has a deeply personal stake in seeing justice done, and his unique position as Sonny's son gives him insight into both the legitimate and underworld aspects of the family business. Picture the trio, father, son, and loyal enforcer, working in tense harmony to outsmart their adversary, each bringing their own skills and scars to the table. Michael's newfound grit, combined with Jason's tactical expertise and Sonny's decades of street smarts, could form an unstoppable force. This collaboration might also serve as a healing journey for Michael and Sonny, mending old wounds and forging a stronger bond through shared purpose. The emotional depth of such a storyline would undoubtedly resonate with fans, adding a layer of heart to the high-octane danger. Adding to the excitement is the stellar performance of Rory Gibson, the new face of Michael Corinthos. Gibson has seamlessly stepped into the role, bringing a raw intensity and nuanced vulnerability to Michael's recovery and rage. His portrayal has won over even the most skeptical viewers, with social media buzzing about how he captures the essence of a man transformed by trauma, yet driven by love for his family. Whether he's sharing quiet, tender moments with Willow or staring down a potential threat with steely determination, Gibson's range promises to elevate whatever twists the writers throw at Michael next. His dynamic with the veteran cast, particularly Maurice Benard as Sonny, crackles with authenticity, hinting at powerful scenes ahead as this storyline reaches its peak. Fans can't wait to see how Gibson's Michael shapes the resolution of this deadly mystery. Next, we will uncover the earth-shattering revelation from the nurse's ball that has turned the lives of Brooklyn Quartermaine and Dante Falconeri upside down. In a stunning twist, it was revealed that Giovanni Gio Palmieri, a young man who recently entered their orbit, is actually their biological son, conceived during a fleeting teenage romance and given up for adoption by Brooklyn without Dante ever knowing. This bombshell, compounded by years of secrets and deception, has left both parents reeling with shock, guilt, and unanswered questions. Join us as we delve into the emotional wreckage, explore the intricate family dynamics at play, and speculate on whether this revelation will unite or destroy the Quartermaine and Falconeri families in the dramatic days ahead. The nurse's ball, typically a night of glamour and charity, became the stage for a life-altering disclosure that no one saw coming. Brooklyn and Dante, who shared a passionate summer fling as teenagers, had no idea that their brief romance resulted in a child, Gio, whom Brooklyn placed for adoption under intense pressure and without informing Dante. The truth, hidden for over a decade, exploded into the open when Lulu Spencer, unable to contain the secret any longer, blurted out the shocking news during a heated moment at the event. Witnesses described the room falling into a stunned silence as Dante's face drained of color, grappling with the reality that he's a father to a son he never knew existed. Brooklyn, equally blindsided, stood frozen, her mind racing back to the painful decision she made as a scared young girl. Adding to the chaos, rumors swirl that a leaked hospital record from years ago, uncovered by a nosy reporter at the event, might have prompted Lulu's outburst. This public revelation has not only shattered personal boundaries, but also set the stage for a storm of emotions that could reshape their lives forever. For Dante, the news cuts even deeper given the raw grief he's still processing after the tragic loss of Sam McCall. Already emotionally vulnerable, he now faces the gut-wrenching realization that he missed every milestone of Gio's life, from his first steps to his first day of school, due to a choice Brooklyn made without consulting him. Sources close to Dante suggest he feels betrayed on multiple levels, not only by Brooklyn's secrecy, but also by the discovery that Lulu, his former flame with whom he's recently rekindled a spark, knew about Gio and kept silent. Imagine a tense late-night confrontation outside the Metro Court, where Dante, voice trembling with hurt, accuses Lulu of robbing him of his right to fatherhood. His trust in those closest to him is fractured, and the pain might drive a wedge into his fragile reconnection with Lulu. Will Dante's anger consume him, or can he find a way to process this betrayal amidst his longing for the family he never had the chance to build with Gio? Brooklyn, meanwhile, is navigating her own whirlwind of devastation and regret. Learning that Gio, a young man she's come to admire and care for as a friend within the Quartermaine household, is the son she relinquished years ago, has shattered her world. The betrayal stings even more knowing that her mother, Lois Cerullo, orchestrated this deception with Gloria Cerullo, keeping Gio's true identity a secret while allowing him to live under their noses. Brooklyn's trust in her mother has been obliterated, replaced by a searing anger over the years of manipulation that denied her the chance to know her own child. Her guilt for hiding the pregnancy from Dante as a teenager now collides with the agony of missing Gio's entire childhood, a loss that mirrors Dante's own. Supported by Harrison Chase, who's reportedly been her rock through sleepless nights and tearful confessions, Brooklyn may attempt to reach out to Dante, hoping to share in their mutual sorrow. But with emotions running high, will Dante see her gesture as genuine, or will his resentment slam the door on any chance of understanding? The web of deceit spun by Lois and Gloria adds a sinister layer to this unfolding drama, threatening to fracture family ties beyond repair. Lois, who justified her actions as protecting Brooklyn from the burdens of teen motherhood, now faces the fallout of her choices as her daughter grapples with feelings of isolation and betrayal. Insiders hint that Tracy Quartermaine, never one to hold back, is poised to unleash her legendary wrath on Lois, accusing her of playing God with the family's future. Meanwhile, Gloria's complicity in the cover-up could strain her own relationships within the clan. Picture a heated Quartermaine family meeting in the mansion's grand living room, where accusations fly like daggers, and Lois struggles to defend a decision made decades ago. This internal conflict might leave Brooklyn sidelined, wrestling with whether to forgive her mother or cut ties entirely. The deception has not only robbed Brooklyn and Dante of their son's formative years, but also planted seeds of distrust that could take years to uproot. On the other side of the family spectrum, Dante's inner circle, including Sonny Corinthos and Olivia Quartermaine, are reportedly eager to welcome Gio with open arms, recognizing him as a new member of their tight-knit clan. Sonny, ever the protective patriarch, might see Gio as a chance to right past wrongs, offering him guidance and a place in the Corinthos legacy. Olivia, with her nurturing spirit, could become a grandmother figure overnight, baking Italian cookies and sharing family stories to ease Gio into his new reality. However, Dante's deep-seated hurt and sense of loss might complicate this embrace. Will he pull away from Brooklyn entirely, leaning on Sonny and Olivia for support, or can he find common ground with her in their shared grief? There's a possibility of a poignant scene at the Falconeri home, where Dante, staring at old childhood photos of himself, wonders if Gio inherited his love for baseball or his stubborn streak, a moment that could soften his anger if Brooklyn is there to share it. As the fallout from the nurses' ball continues to reverberate through Port Charles, the future of the Quartermaine and Falconeri families hangs in a delicate balance. If Dante channels his pain into blaming Brooklyn for the years he lost with Gio, a bitter feud could erupt, drawing battle lines between their respective families and leaving Gio caught in the crossfire. Imagine tense encounters at Kelly's Diner, where icy glares replace friendly banter, and Gio struggles to understand why his newfound parents can't see eye to eye. Conversely, their mutual sense of betrayal by Lois and Gloria might forge an unlikely alliance, a fragile bridge built on shared loss and the desire to make up for lost time with their son. Gio's own journey as he processes being thrust into this complex family dynamic adds another layer of intrigue. Will he resent the secrets kept from him, or embrace the chance to connect with parents who are as shocked as he is? Next, we will delve into the chaotic storm brewing in Port Charles as Lois Cerullo and Lulu Spencer find themselves in hot water over their handling of Gio Palmieri's explosive paternity secret. Both women, through a tangled web of deception and spite, have unleashed havoc on the lives of those around them, particularly Brooklyn Quartermaine and Dante Falconeri. With tempers flaring and trust shattered, the fallout from their actions has left families reeling and relationships on the brink of collapse. Join us as we explore the depths of their missteps, the emotional wreckage left in their wake, and speculate on whether Lois and Lulu can ever redeem themselves, or if they'll be forced to face the consequences together in a corner of mutual disgrace. The drama kicked off with a revelation that turned the Quartermaine and Falconeri families upside down, and Lulu Spencer is at the epicenter of this scandal. Driven by a deep-seated rivalry with Brooklyn, Lulu couldn't resist the urge to expose a long-buried secret that Brooklyn and her ex Dante had a child together, Gio Palmieri, given up for adoption without Dante's knowledge. Instead of handling the information with discretion, Lulu's thirst for vengeance led her to shout the truth during a heated confrontation at the nurses' ball, oblivious to the fact that Gio himself was within earshot. The young man's world crumbled as he learned of his true parentage in the most humiliating, public way imaginable. Partygoers at the event recall Lulu's voice echoing through the ballroom, followed by gasps and stunned silence as Gio fled the scene, tears in his eyes. Now, rather than earning sympathy or gratitude for her truth-telling, Lulu faces universal condemnation from all corners of Port Charles. Her self-righteous stance has painted her as a villain, leaving many to wonder if she'll ever regain the trust of those she's wounded with her reckless words. Lois Cerullo, on the other hand, carries a burden of secrecy that spans over 2 decades, making her just as culpable in this heartbreaking saga. As Brooklyn's mother, Lois made the unilateral decision to conceal Gio's existence, not only from Dante, but also from her own daughter, who remained unaware that the child she gave up for adoption had re-entered their lives. For 22 years, Lois colluded with Gloria Cerullo to keep this bombshell under wraps, even as Gio unknowingly lived among the Quartermaines, forming bonds with the very family he belonged to by blood. Her justification, that she was shielding Brooklyn from the pain of her past, rings hollow now as the truth has exploded with catastrophic consequences. Insiders suggest Lois even intercepted letters from the adoption agency over the years, ensuring no one connected the dots. The betrayal has cut deep, especially for Brooklyn, who has publicly disowned her mother in a tearful confrontation at the Quartermaine mansion. With the weight of her actions bearing down, will Lois retreat to Bensonhurst to escape the scorn, or will she stand her ground in a bid for forgiveness? Poor Gio, caught in the crossfire of these revelations, is struggling to process the upheaval in his life, feeling like a pawn in a game of secrets and lies. On the May 27th episode, viewers watched his raw anguish as he attempted to flee the Quartermaine estate, overwhelmed by the sudden shift in his identity and the betrayal of those around him. Thankfully, Tracy Quartermaine, with her no-nonsense demeanor softened by a rare flicker of compassion, intervened just in time, coaxing him back with promises of unwavering family support. Picture Gio, sitting on the mansion's grand staircase, head in his hands, as Tracy offers him a hot chocolate and a stern but heartfelt pep talk about the Quartermaine resilience. Yet, even with this small comfort, Gio's pain is palpable. How can he trust anyone after learning his life was shaped by deception? His journey to find his place in this newly revealed family will be fraught with emotional hurdles, and the actions of Lulu and Lois will cast long shadows over his attempts to heal. Lulu's misdeeds, meanwhile, are piling up, painting a picture of a woman whose obsession with hurting Brooklyn has led her down a dark path. Not content with merely spilling the secret, she escalated the drama by confronting Lois head-on at the nurses' ball, a reckless move that ensured Gio overheard every damning word. But her actions go beyond poor judgment. Rumors are circulating that Lulu crossed a legal line by breaking into Martin Gray's hotel room at the Metro Court, where she rummaged through confidential documents to unearth details about Gio's adoption. This criminal act, if proven, could land her in serious trouble, adding a legal dimension to her already tarnished reputation. Friends and family, including those she confided in before the blow-up, urged her to keep quiet, but Lulu's stubbornness prevailed, leaving her isolated now as even her closest allies turn their backs. Will Dante, whom she perhaps hoped would rush to her side in gratitude, forgive her for destroying his chance to know his son sooner, or will he join the chorus of those condemning her destructive meddling? Lois, facing equal fury, has become a pariah in her own right, with her decades-long deception alienating not just Brooklyn, but the extended family as well. By hiding Gio's identity, she denied Ned Quartermaine, Olivia Falconeri, and even Sonny Corinthos the opportunity to welcome a new family member into their fold. Imagine the hurt in Olivia's eyes as she learned she could have been a doting aunt to Gio all these years, or Sonny's quiet anger at missing the chance to mentor another young man in the Corinthos lineage. Brooklyn's rejection of her mother was a public spectacle, with sources describing a heated argument at a local diner where Brooklyn declared she no longer recognized the woman who raised her. Lois's decision to keep silent wasn't just a betrayal of trust, it was a theft of precious time and memories that can never be reclaimed. As the heat intensifies, speculation abounds that Lois might pack her bags for Bensonhurst, hoping distance will cool the tempers in Port Charles, but can she really escape the consequences of a lie this monumental? The question now looming over Port Charles is whether Lulu and Lois, both scorned for their roles in this fiasco, might find themselves forging an unlikely alliance in the face of universal backlash. With no one in their corner, could these two women, each guilty of handling Gio's truth in selfish and damaging ways, turn to each other for solace? Picture a late-night meeting at a dimly lit cafe on the outskirts of town, where Lulu and Lois, over bitter cups of coffee, share their regrets and resentments, bonding over being the town's most hated. Yet even this potential truce might be short-lived, as their fundamentally different sins, Lois's silent manipulation versus Lulu's loud sabotage, could reignite tensions between them. Will they band together to weather the storm of criticism, or will their mutual disdain ensure they remain as isolated as ever? As the dust settles, the residents of Port Charles and GH fans alike are left to ponder the moral weight of Lois and Lulu's actions. Who bears the greater blame, Lois, whose 22-year silence robbed entire families of their rightful connections, or Lulu, whose malicious intent and disregard for Gio's feelings turned a private truth into a public catastrophe. The emotional toll on Gio, Dante, and Brooklyn is undeniable, and the path to healing seems fraught with more conflict than reconciliation. ABC General Hospital spoilers hint that the repercussions of this scandal will ripple through the town for weeks to come, with Tracy Quartermaine likely leading the charge and holding both women accountable for their misdeeds. What do you think should happen to Lois and Lulu for the chaos they've caused? Share your thoughts in the comments below as we await the next shocking twist in this gripping storyline.